Welcome, ZASLOW Show 2.0. It is a Wednesday, the 1st of March. Good to have you aboard. We are presented, as always, by Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys. If you have an accident, if you're dealing with an injury, make sure you get an attorney on the phone immediately. That's what happens when you call 800-747-FREE. That's 800-747-3733. Everything ZASLOW Show 2.0 is presented by our title sponsor, Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys. I trust them with any kind of injury, so make sure you listen to your boy. I send you over to them, and they're going to help get you taken care of. 800-747-FREE. That's 800-747-3733. We are a Blue Wire podcast. Everybody knows that. On the Blue Wire Podcast Network, we have ZASLOW Show 2.0. So however you're listening to us, be it on Apple or iHeart or Amazon or Google, I love it. Make sure you like, you rate, you comment, you do all that good stuff. I am very fired up. We got a fun show today, even though it is a Wednesday. We got a fun show. Got a couple fun things I got to announce today. First of all, we'll tell you what we have going on the program today. Number one, I am very intrigued. I'm very intrigued. I am very intrigued with what's going on with Major League Baseball right now. The clock, the new rules. Yesterday, you had a Major League Baseball spring training game where the game was over. I think it was Pirates and someone. The game was over after the top of the ninth because the home team was winning. Well, both teams wanted to continue playing. The umpire said, peace, we're out of here. We're not game's over. Can't blame the umps. The umpires left. The game continued. They played the bottom of the ninth inning. Now, why did they do that? Well, because you got younger guys who want to get in some work. Why not? Hey, we're all here. Let's play. You go and play another half inning? You go and play another half inning? Let's play another half inning. So and it was broadcast too. The broadcasters were calling balls and strikes. So they were playing like based on the honor code. They played the bottom of the ninth inning without umpires. I love it. I think Major League Baseball, because of this pitch clock and some of the other new rules, they got a little bit of momentum going for them right now. The first day of March. I'm very intrigued. I got questions. There are things I still don't know or understand. So our pal, San Diego Padres play-by-play man, he's a Miami Hurricane, Jesse Agler, old school Miami radio guy. Jesse Agler is going to be on ZASLOW Show 2.0 today. Let's go over what's going on. What are some of these changes with Major League Baseball? Like I said, I think there's a growing momentum going on there. So we'll talk about it. Good buzz around Major League Baseball right now. When's the last time somebody said that? Also, we're coming off of a really, really great win for the Panthers last night. 4-1, Panthers took that ass last night in Tampa over the Lightning. So now 4 games this year against the Lightning. The Panthers have accrued points in 3 of them. They've won 2 of them. A monster win last night. You had goals from Eric Stahl. You had Anton Lundell scored the 3rd goal of the game. I think, Forsling had his goal taken away. Loisterinen had the 3rd goal. And then the empty net goal to ice it with just seconds remaining. His 1st goal of the year in just his 2nd game. Anthony Duclair. So the Panthers win 4-1. Huge win last night for your favorite little hockey team. Our friend Jessica Blaylock, fresh off of last night's game. She will join us, on the show today. So before we get to Jessica, we're going to bring her on in a few minutes. Got a couple things we got to go over. The Heat host Philadelphia tonight. Starting a 6-game homestand. Philadelphia, New York, 2 against Cleveland, 2 against Atlanta. That's right. This is a very difficult homestand. You're playing Philadelphia back-to-back games, be it road and home. You're playing Atlanta back-to-back. You're playing Cleveland back-to-back. You're going to mix in the Knicks there this Friday night. This is a very tough homestand. We go learn what this Heat team's about. We go learn. You're not quite sure. Jimmy Butler saying, hey, I'm tired of losing. You don't know what that means? Go learn this homestand. We'll find out. So it begins tonight. Very difficult homestand. I'm excited about this game. I'm feeling like, hey, time is now. So tonight in the Heat's house, Miami-Dade Arena, that's what we're calling it this week, yes. Miami-Dade Arena, the start of a 5-game homestand this evening. And that leads us to today's Very controversial poll question. Go to @ZASLOW Show. You could vote right now. Very controversial. The social media internet's talking about it right now. Now, by the time you're listening to this show and you're going to vote, I don't know what else has been said, but right now, super controversial. Go to @ZASLOW Show on Twitter and vote in today's ZASLOW Show 2.0 poll. @ZASLOW Show, ZASLOW Show 2.0 poll. Hypothetically, the Bulls, they released Goran Dragic yesterday. Who would you rather have right now? And your answers are Goran Dragic, Kyle Lowry. Those are your choices. So who would you rather have right now? Is Kyle Lowry going to return tonight? I don't know. Goran Dragic, the Heat don't have a spot for him unless they get creative somehow. That's why it's hypothetically speaking. And you look back at it now, these guys are traded for each other. Goran has played for two teams since. Toronto traded him, Chicago released him. Kyle Lowry is persona non grata. It has clearly not worked out. So both guys kind of in a state of flux, if you will. But we love Goran Dragic. And it's quite possible his number 7, not the 7 that Kyle Lowry wears, the number 7 Goran wore, will be hanging from the rafters one day. Quite possible. Who would you rather have right now? Goran Dragic or Kyle Lowry? And right now, with 87% of the vote, you ZASLOW Show 2.0 listeners want Goran Dragic. That's right. 87% of the vote. Goran Dragic. All right, so keep voting. It's very controversial, all right? So we'll see how that ends up. Maybe we'll give it another update later on in the program. I don't know. I can't tell the future. But tonight, Heat and Sixers. And you know what I'm looking forward to tonight? Low-key. I'm low-key looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to a nice ovation for PJ Tucker tonight. Love PJ Tucker. Like, PJ Tucker to me is one of the all-time great one-year Miami Heat guys. There's a short list of those. One-year Miami Heat guys who you love. I have a short list. And for me, PJ Tucker is number 2 on it. I have a top 3 all-time Miami Heat one-year guys list. That's right. That's right. And the PJ Tucker comes in at number 2 on that list. Number 3, top 3. Number 3, Rex Chapman. Rex Chapman, of course, it was the anniversary a few weeks ago, or maybe last week. Well, Rex Chapman, back in 1996, 38 points. The Heat only had 8 players in uniform, and they were one of the 10 losses pinned on the 72-win Chicago Bulls in 1996. Led that night by Rex Chapman. Played for the Heat for just 1 year. Got himself a nice contract from Phoenix after that. Rex Chapman, for me, number 3 all-time one-year Miami Heat guys. Number 2, PJ Tucker. Now, I made a big deal out of it the first half of the season. Don't give me PJ Tucker. They miss PJ Tucker this. That's why the Heat are struggling. I don't think that's why the Heat are struggling. But I do think the Heat miss PJ Tucker. I think they miss him a lot. Now look, you got Kevin Love there, but Love doesn't defend the way PJ Tucker does. Not even close. PJ was just so good defensively. He could switch on everybody. For his size, he was so strong. Great rebounder. Really helped Bam in that department. Shot over 40% from 3, even if he was much better in the first half of the season than the second half of the season. And certainly he was hurt in the Eastern Conference Finals. Love PJ Tucker. Number 2 for me, all-time one-year Heat guys. So number 3 is Rex Chapman. Number 2, PJ Tucker. Number 1, my all-time favorite one-year Miami Heat guy, 2004 Miami Heat, Lamar Odom. Yeah, Lamar's number 1. Lamar, my all-time favorite one-year Heat guy. He resurrected his career. Then they traded him to the Lakers in the Shaq deal, plays most of the rest of his career with the Lakers, wins a couple championships. Love Lamar Odom. He's obviously had his issues off the court. I wish him best. Huge Lamar Odom fan. So for me, top 3 all-time one-year Miami Heat guys in honor of PJ Tucker making his return tonight to Miami-Dade Arena. Top 3 all-time guys. Number 3, Rex Chapman. Number 2, PJ Tucker. Number 1, Lamar Odom. That's the list. That's the list. So if you want, you can go on Twitter as well there, and you could, give your top 3, top 5, whatever have you. But I'm looking forward to PJ getting a nice ovation tonight. He deserves it. Yeah, and he's missed. He's missed. There's no way around it. And he spoke yesterday to the media about it, how he wanted to stay. The one thing so there's a couple things. Number one, I don't bemoan the Heat not willing to give him 3 years. Although it says that the Heat went as high as 3 years, $26.5 million. He got 3 years, $33 million from Philly. He got the full mid-level exception. The Heat did not want to give him the full mid-level exception. They wanted to be able to keep Caleb Martin also, which they did. They gave him part of that mid-level exception. They also didn't want to be hard capped, so you understand that, so they can make more moves. And PJ was saying all this. Like, I totally understand their point of view. I wouldn't have given PJ the 3 years. He's going to be 40 years old by that third year, and he couldn't make it to the end of last season. So it's hard to make that kind of decision, but I totally understood them letting him go. The part that I did think was interesting coming from PJ when he spoke yesterday was he thinks the Heat were a little bit uncomfortable with how quick everything went. Remember, we were hearing that Philly was going to sign him for a full 3 years the entire 2-3 weeks leading up to free agency. So you want to talk about tampering? I mean, where's Philly's punishment? Maybe they were punished. I don't know. I don't remember. But, I mean, we're getting punished for Kyle Lowry. Give me a break. He signed that deal officially with Philly 5 minutes after free agency opened. And he was saying he thinks the Heat were a little uncomfortable with how quick things developed. Because remember, at the time, the Heat were waiting on the Durant stuff. They were in kind of a holding pattern. Whether you think it was the right move or not, that turned out to be a mistake, of course. But I thought that was interesting that, yeah, he wanted to jump on it right away and get the full 3 years that he was looking for. And the Heat, as you could probably understand, weren't ready to commit just 5 minutes into free agency. I thought that part was interesting, and I'm fine with the way the Heat handled that. You want to keep him, but the circumstances just weren't right. Go vote at ZASLOW Show. Who would you rather have right now, Goran Dragic or Kyle Lowry? Tonight, PJ Tucker returns, the start of a huge 5-game homestand for your favorite little basketball team. But last night, the Florida Panthers, and I did not feel good about it. Yesterday's poll question, what's your confidence level in the Panthers going into Tampa Bay and coming out with 2 points? Me and 85% of the ZASLOW Show fans, ZASLOW Show 2.0 fans who voted, were not confident because Tampa Bay owns us. Well, the Panthers scored 3 goals in the first period, and the closest that Tampa gets was 1 goal that they scored in the second, and the Panthers win 4-1 yesterday. A huge 2 points for the Panthers. All right, before we get Jessica Blaylock on the show here, and we're going to talk about the Panthers, just a huge win, got great news. We got a new sponsor. Yes, we got a new sponsor on ZASLOW Show 2.0. I told you guys, we're looking to add a couple more sponsors now that we're into March. If you're interested, if you got a small business, local, I want local, all right? If you got a small business, local, not to say that I'm not okay with, bigger businesses, but local. Come on, I love you guys, South Florida. So if you're interested, you want to get on board, you go to @ZASLOW Show on Twitter. You'll see in my bio, you got my info there, but I could just tell you, JonathanZaslow@gmail.com. That's for business inquiries. That's for advertising. So you can hit me up if you think that maybe we're a match. We'll see if it could work out. But everybody, let's welcome aboard Broward Meat and Fish. That's right, Broward Meat and Fish. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, okay? Broward Meat and Fish. If you love good food, you're in for a treat, all right? I was so impressed when I went last week. We all want the best quality when we're prepping our next meal, right? Broward Meat and Fish, your one stop for fresh meat, seafood, produce, and offering a complete selection, groceries, frozen foods, freshly prepared hot food, deli meats and cheeses. They're going to make you your sub so much more. That's right. I was at Broward Meat and Fish with my guy Juan. He was repping Johnny Cuba, of course. We were there last week. I had no idea I was walking into a massive supermarket. Broward Meat and Fish. That's right. That's what we're talking about. I can get everything I need. Plus, the butchers, you got fishmongers, their full-service meat and seafood counters are preparing your selection exactly as you want it. You're going to get the perfect cut, freshest flavor and quality. Here's also what I love about Broward Meat and Fish. They've specialized in serving the Caribbean and Latin community in South Florida for almost 30 years. So you know they care about what we got going on here. Broward Meat and Fish offers all the products that remind us all where we come from. The shelves are stocked with international brands, including Jamaica, Haiti, Mexico, Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, Peru. You're getting the flavor you love at Broward Meat and Fish. Go to browardmeatandfish.com. Find the location nearest you. I got one right here in Pembroke Pines, very close to me. But this includes the newest location in Margate. Grand opening this Saturday. It's going to be a party from 10 a to 4 p. All kinds of food, drinks, live music. I'm going to be there with Johnny Cuba. We're going to have some giveaways. They're going to be raffling stuff as well. Grand opening this Saturday. Broward Meat and Fish Plus, new Margate location. Love having them on board. Let's give it up. Let's give it up for Broward Meat and Fish. Newest sponsor to jump aboard, ZASLOW Show 2.0. I'm telling you, you're going to be stunned. You'll walk in there. It's not just a butcher shop. It's a full-on supermarket. Broward Meat and Fish. Love having them aboard the program.